Hello, I am going to be doing another story. I'm going to be reading another story for you guys. I got a couple of requests from a couple of viewers, and they asked me to read again, so I thought I would read this book. It is a lot more different than the last book that I read, which was Grimm Fairy Tales. This book was given to me by my best friend. She said that she got this for me because it reminded her of me, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's because I mentioned Mr.T to her. I don't know, but it's funny, and I like the book actually. So I actually just read it for the first time, completely through, and it's a pretty good book. So I thought I would go ahead and read it to you guys. And I'm most likely going to be pretty animated in my voices because I can't really help it when reading Mr.T, a novel like this one. So I will try to make it as relaxing as possible, and I'll try to keep as serious as I can. But I just thought I would do this video. I did a video earlier, and I did a baking video, and did not turn out good at all, and I'm pretty disappointed about that, but I understand these things happen, so I thought I would just do a video reading, because it's good. Reading is good. So anyways, this book is called The Best Bike Ever, and it's Mr.T and Me. So as you can see, that is Mr.T on her bike. That is her bike that he's riding on. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read it. Okay, so this is The Best Bike Ever by Charlotte Graber, and it's illustrated by Joe Body. Every Saturday morning, I fill a pail with water. I get clean rags and a sponge. I unlock my bike and I wheel it off the porch. This Saturday, my big sister sat on the porch railing, watching me. "Are you going to wash your bike again?" she asked. I ignored her. My bike was my best possession. It looked just like new. The fenders were still smooth. The handlebars were still shiny. My sister's bike looked old. The fenders were scratched. The handlebars were rusty. "You never ride your bike," my sister said. "You never clean your bike," I said. Just then, the boy next door ran out of his house, waving his arms. "Hey, Mr. T is at the mall," he yelled. "I heard it on the radio." My sister almost fell off the railing. Mr. T is her hero. She watches him on TV. She walks around saying, "Take it from me, Mr. T," in a deep voice. "I'm going with you," she shouted. She ran for her bike. Then she let out a shriek. "My back tire is flat." She pointed to a nail in the tire. "Let me take your bike," she pleaded. "No way," I said. "You know I never let anyone ride my bike." "Just this once," my sister begged. "I've got to see Mr. T." "No," I said. "Never." Suddenly, my big sister grabbed my bike. She jumped on the seat and took off down the drive. "Stop! Stop!" I yelled. I was afraid she would wreck my bike. I am a fast runner, but I couldn't catch up with my sister. I had to get to the mall. I had to get my bike back. Look how determined she is. The mall was crowded with kids, hundreds, maybe 1,000. Mr. T was surrounded by them. He stood in the middle, laughing and joking, and right beside him was my sister, with my bike. Kids were pushing my bike. Kids were leaning on my bike. "Get away from my bike," I yelled. I dove into the crowd. I grabbed the handlebars of my bike, but I fell against my sister and knocked her into Mr. T. "Stop pushing and shoving," Mr. T boomed. I hardly heard him. I was checking my bike. There was dirt on the tires, but I could wash that off. Then I saw the dent "Oh no, there's a dent in my fender," I cried. Mr. T moved the kids back. Then he studied the back fender. "Hey," he said, "it's tough to get a dent in a new bike." "The bike isn't new. It's a year old," my sister said. Mr. T frowned. "Looks new." He walked around my bike. Smooth fenders, except for the dent. Shiny handlebars. He thumped a tire. No wear on the tires. "She worships her bike. She never rides it," my sister said. "I clean it every Saturday," I said proudly. "I lock it on the porch. I ride it very carefully so it won't get banged up." Mr. T walked back around my bike. All at once, he swung his giant body onto the seat and took off. All the kids cheered. I held my breath. Mr. T on my bike? He'd be sure to break it. "You're supposed to ride a bike," Mr. T shouted. He rode in a circle with one hand. "You're supposed to enjoy a bike," Mr. T laughed. He rode in a figure eight at full speed. The bike wasn't even creaking under his huge body. I watched him whiz by on my bike. He looked like an Olympic star. Boy, could he go. Finally, Mr. T stopped. He put his feet on the ground. He held up both hands until everyone was quiet. Sometimes things are too important to us. You don't worship things, just God. Mr. T's voice rang like a school bell. Not bikes or radios, not clothes or rings, just God. Get that, little sister? I nodded my head, yes. Maybe Mr. T was right. He sure seemed to have a lot more fun riding my bike than I did. "Don't let your possessions possess you," Mr. T warned. Then he crouched beside my bike. I watched him fit his fingers under the fender. Thump! Mr. T pressed hard. Ping! The dent popped out. "Wow!" I shouted. "Next time, the dent might not come out so easy," Mr. T said. "But the bike will ride just as good. It's the riding that counts." I jumped on the seat and took off. First, I rode in a circle with both hands. Then I rode in a figure eight at full speed. The kids cheered when I tipped my bike into a wheelie. Riding my bike was great fun. It was even fun for Mr. T. So, the moral of the story is, do not let possessions possess you. So, Mr. T is a good man. Also, I would just like to point out the back. It says, "Want to have Mr. T as your buddy? Ride down the block or even around the corner, ready to help when you've got trouble, when kids make fun of you, or somebody's pushing you around, or forcing you to say yes when you want to say no, then the books in the Mr. T and Me series are for you." These are the following names of these books. The Hand-Me-Down Cap, The Somebody Kid, The Silver Squawk Box, The Best Bike Ever, Phony Baloney, The Sidewalk Mockers, The Muscle Tussle, My Mr. T Doll, I'm So-So, So What, Tackle Block Shop, The Not So Great Place, and The Hard Luck Mutt. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this book. I also have a light that I was thinking about doing a video with. I'm not too sure if anybody's interested in seeing it though, but it is a I'll just go ahead and pull it. It's called a Himalayan salt crystal lamp, and so that's what it looks like. It's really pretty, and it's supposed to have all sorts of different healing effects. I don't really know off the top of my head very much about it. I had some friends recommend that I buy it, and so I did. But I got a little booklet on it too, a little pamphlet. So I was thinking about doing a relaxation video with this, but I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think. But this is actually salt, and it's got a little light inside of it, and I thought it could be kind of cool. So I guess let me know what you guys think. If not, no big deal. Okay. I have actually a couple of things like that. Crystals and things like that. So if you guys would be interested in any of that, let me know too. So I'm really sorry that my baking video didn't work out. I attempted to make cake pops on camera, and then after I got done watching it, and the cake pop turned out great, but after I got done watching it, I realized that I was wearing shorts in the video, and that I know that some people are just weird about that sort of thing, so I thought maybe the next baking video I'll just make sure not to wear shorts. I just don't want to offend anybody. Okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed the Best Bike Ever Mr.T and Me series, and I hope that you learned a valuable lesson. So, alright, thanks everybody for watching, and please let me know if you guys have any suggestions for videos that you would like to see. I'm willing to do anything that you want me to do. So I really appreciate all the support, and I'll probably be making a video pretty soon displaying a greater appreciation to everybody, because I have been getting some pretty extraordinary comments and messages, and just people being overall really nice to me, and it's very much appreciated. So I would probably like to do a video saying how thankful I am. So I'll do that later on. So, okay, well, sorry this is so long-winded. I hope that everybody has a great first start of the week, and see you guys soon.